Hi everyone, welcome back to my aggressively niche channel. Today we're talking about some recent pickups, which is funny because as someone who considers themselves a minimalist, I've added more pieces than I usually would. That said, up until the end of last year, I had gotten a few years without purchasing much. So this feels less like a shift in philosophy and more like catching up. Still, I found that having a handful of new things at once can feel a bit overwhelming. And I also have this habit of wanting to record pieces before I wear them, but I actually want to wear them. So here we are, I'm finally getting to record this video. I'm going to go through 5 items, more or less, one from each typical category in an everyday outfit. So shoes, socks, bottoms, top, and an accessory. I'll keep it fairly high level, but let me know if you have questions. I'd also love to know whether you prefer this format, where I'll briefly cover a few pieces in one video, or deeper dives like I did in my latest video on the Stofa hoodie that I picked up recently. Anyway, without further ado, I thought I'd go from bottom to top, which raises an important question. What comes first, socks or shoes? Technically, socks are closer to the body and we put them on first, at least I do. But shoes are what people see first, the outermost layer. Let me know where you land on that. It seems like a bit of like the chicken and the egg question. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But for today's video anyway, I'm going to start with socks. So I picked up this pair of Rototo socks from Canoe Club back in February. So it's been a couple months and I hadn't opened them yet. They describe them on their website as bold and playful with a checkerboard blend, and that feels right to me. And they're a cotton blend knit made in Japan. Enough said. Am I right? But they're about 40 bucks, so they're not cheap, but I already own another pair of Rototo and I can feel the difference. And I take care of my socks the same way that I take care of the rest of my garments. I've had pairs last me over 5 years, so I do feel like I get my cost per wear. I know some people think socks aren't worth investing in, especially if they're not visible. For me, they almost always are, as I cuff my denim, which is what I typically wear. But even if they weren't, I'd know that they're there, that I'm wearing them, and to me that's all that matters. I mean, if we were to only invest in what was visible to others, then I suppose that we'd all go commando. And if that's your thing, all power to you. It's just not me. Socks were actually one of the ways that I got into style in the first place, back in like 2016. You've probably seen those memes at 2016 and a decade later 2026, so you probably know the socks I'm referring to. Very colorful, bold. My taste has changed when it comes to socks, but as a category they remain a constant nonetheless. And so enough about the socks. Next up, I'm gonna do a casual unboxing. So as you could probably tell from the box, it's a pair of shoes. And now I admit that this might make me sound like a bit of a trend hopper. I've never owned anything from this particular brand, but then I started seeing them pop up in the boutiques that I frequent online. And at first I didn't quite get it, but then I started to appreciate how like ugly, for lack of a better word, they are in a way that became attractive. And I was really looking forward to replacing a pair of old shoes that I have. So, but none of the colorways that I had seen on those boutiques spoke to me until I got served an ad on Instagram. Then I thought this colorway was perfect. So if you can guess what I'm about to show, please leave a comment. I think I have 3 subscribers at the time of this video, so it would really help. will probably be fast forwarding this in the video, depending on how long it's taking me. Okay. So these are the Salomon, and I got the XT-Whisper in this walnut bitter chocolate colorway. And I think they'll integrate. Oh, it's really cool. Oh, that's a nice touch. The bottom is like a looks kind of like purple, and the outer is like brown. So they do look just like in the picture, which I guess is a nice thing. But yeah, I see these integrating into my wardrobe very easily. I wear a lot of neutral colors, a lot of browns, so these will go perfectly, including with this next piece that I'm going to talk about. So next we have a pair of shorts from Kinori, a brand that I discovered relatively recently and have already picked up a few pieces from, which I think tells you something. I've seen some mixed opinions about the brand as a whole online, on Reddit, on YouTube, the usual places. But personally, I think a lot of that is just undeserved. Like, yes, it's expensive, but the construction and the story that goes behind it, to me, makes it worth it, especially if you take care of the garments. So I got this pair because they're gonna fill a pretty significant gap in my wardrobe. So I actually didn't own a single pair of everyday shorts. I mean, workout shorts, sure, but nothing I'd actually wear out. And then I saw on Instagram that these were had become available. I might have also gotten an email from their listserv, and I liked them immediately, and I ordered them right away. Unsurprisingly, they sold out like right away. But you might be able to find them in one of their stockists if you'd like to get your hands on them yourself. I've only tried them on so far to make sure that they fit size-wise, and I love the fit. They're like high-rise, so it feels like dressy shorts, which I really dig, and I'm really looking forward to wearing them. Now, moving on to the penultimate item, and I've been cheating here a little bit because it's a t-shirt that I'm actually wearing right now. So this is from Samurai. It's my first piece from them, and I'll spare you the full product description. I picked it up from Redcast Heritage, and they do a very nice write-up. But the short version is this, which says, "This is one of the most considered t-shirts I've come across. It's made from hand-harvested Japanese cotton, literally picked piece by piece in Hyogo. And no pesticides, no shortcuts. The fabric is woven on vintage looms, and the construction is done in Kyoto using old Union Special machines. All of that shows up in the texture. It's incredibly soft, but also has a lot of character. It's probably not picking up in camera, but it's slubby, irregular, alive in a way that most t-shirts aren't. It is the most expensive t-shirt that I own, and yet I'd buy it again in a heartbeat. Quick note on sizing in case it's helpful. I had to size up, and that was based on what I read online, and it turned out to be true in my case as well. And even then, it fits a bit snugger than, say, my Mersby Schwanen 2S14 tees. Yeah, very happy with it. I've worn it a handful of times, and it's great. Finally, one accessory. The box was super flat, which I was surprised by when I got it. And it came in its own dust bag, which was a very pleasant surprise. So it's a hat. As the sun is starting to come out, I wanted something for this transition. I used to wear baseball caps in high school, mostly to keep my hair out of my face. I used to have long hair. And I still wear hats when I run, purely for utility. And in the winter, I really enjoyed wearing beanies as part of my outfits. So I figured I wanted to add something to my rotation that was weather appropriate. The challenge is that I have a relatively large head. A lot of hats in my experience just don't fit. Short hair, long hair, doesn't matter. Fortunately, this one from Lady White does. It's my second piece from them and I've been really impressed. It's a 5-panel cap in 100% cotton moleskin made in LA, which as someone from Southern California, I appreciate. Well, that's it for today's recent pickups video. If you're still here, I really do appreciate you. Please drop an emoji in the comments so I know you made it this far. And as always, please don't forget to dislike and unsubscribe. But seriously, thank you for being here. Nos vemos.